One thing that's really seemed to hold true in the NBA over a long, long period of time at this point is that just because you're a good regular season team or you're that fun team that's up and coming and on the rise, it doesn't mean that success is going to carry over to the postseason. Take these guys, for example, right here, the Warriors, right? I mean, they have had continued success going back, really, I'm going to look at my watch here, a decade right at this point, right? They won their first championship 10 years ago. They're actually the favorites in their series as a 7 seed against the Rockets. The first time we've seen that since 1988. DraftKings, FanDuel both have them as the favorites there. And it's not because they're necessarily the better team. I think the Rockets have a really, really bright future. They're well coached. They've gotten much better defensively since Ime Udoka took over. They got a lot of good young talent on that team. But just because they're the number 2 seed doesn't mean that that success they had in the regular season carries over to the postseason. The books are telling us that they have more confidence in the Warriors' experience and resume and history, and we know what Steph Curry can certainly do. We've watched what he's done to get the Warriors in there, even though they blew it and had a chance to not even have to be in the play-in tournament. Now you got playoff Jimmy, which that's seeming to work, and he's gelling really quickly with Steph Curry. This is something that when you look at them, you say, okay, the Warriors are a team that I just can't count out in a wide open but very tight Western Conference because you got a lot of young, inexperienced teams. And you start looking at a team like the Warriors. I'd also look at Denver and say, well, wait a minute. They were just there. They fired their coach. Do they play loose and free and start to feel like there's no pressure on them anymore? Sometimes firing a head coach changes those things. Those are 2 teams in the West that you look at and go, maybe they're the safer bets because the rest of the West is a lot of unproven teams. Now, listen, that being said, these young teams that are really good in the regular season eventually have their breakthrough moment in the postseason. And if there was ever a year for the young team to take that next step, I mean, the Thunder this season, there's a reason why they're the favorites to win the NBA title in terms of what they did during the regular season. You could look at the Thunder and say, okay, I understand they're young, but now this is finally the get over the hump, right? Boston finally got over the hump. Denver finally got over the hump. You go down the list and find a lot of these teams that have to get that playoff experience. Thunder were just kicking everybody's ass this year. This may be their time too.